management methods. We all use project management methods in our business and personal lives, virtually every day. And my remarks today are going to be based upon three sources. At the Toastmasters Leadership Program that was June 27th out in Wilson, I had the pleasure of attending Rose Wellman's program on strategic project planning. In her 1-hour session, she outlined a method to select projects for a group or a club or an organization to have in their portfolio of what are the active projects that they're involved in and they're using. And she offered a spreadsheet that, a spreadsheet-based template that has many frameworks for a rational rather than an emotional or political approach to choosing those projects that a group would work on. And in this, what she's looking at is how does a project align with an organization's strategic priorities and return the highest rate of return for the investment. And then my second source is a June 30th article by Howard Nguyen entitled 5 Free Apps as in Applications for that make project management software easier. And this is coming from an IDG news source article. And in it, Nguyen compares Microsoft's program called Project that's priced at $600 with 5 free open source applications. An interesting comparison. So Nguyen says that all project management software is centered around Gantt charts, and where each step is represented by a bar in the chart, and the visuals are linked to the list of resources that are associated with each task. And then everything is synchronized to a calendar which updates the project so that at any given moment in time in the life cycle of the project, you can see where you should be at that time. And I've read some comments on this and on other software applications like this. And basically in those comments it says, well, this is all well and good, but if you don't know the fundamentals of project management, then this is either very difficult or utterly useless. Now, my third source is a very straightforward article that I came upon in bnet.com that's entitled Managing Projects Effectively. And that's what I'm going to draw from this morning, because this is really the fundamentals of project management in the brief amount of time that we have today. So project management, the article explains, is an objective process to organize work into definable units to facilitate coordination. And the early roots of project management are from the military and from construction, and the reason I was able to earn that $1 this morning is because Neil Armstrong landing on the moon is one of the methods that really popularized the technology and the techniques of project management. It really gained international attention that a project that complex that we were able to accomplish. And it was through project management that it was done. It was able to be accomplished. So what is a project? A project is one or more tasks with various or a variety of subtasks. And a project has a specified time frame and cost to achieve a specific outcome. Now, what are common to all projects? Well, all projects have 3 basic things in common. One is a goal, 2 is the human and material resources necessary to achieve that goal, and then the third is a plan. So how are you going to combine those resources to achieve that goal? And then for both simple and complex projects, there's 3 elements that have to be kept in mind. And one is time, and one is cost, and of course the last is quality. Now, these 3 elements are called project specifications and are often pictured as a triangle: time, cost, and quality. And people typically want high performance in a very short period of time at the lowest possible cost. Of course. So one or more element may be the project driver, and if one is non-negotiable, then the remaining elements must be adjusted. Most projects are constrained by at least one of these three elements, and we must understand the priorities of the elements to be successful. We seek to be efficient and effective in the use of our organization and in the use of our resources, don't we? So, Jack, could you give us an example, a short example of a project, how these elements have worked in your experience?
Well, one of my projects currently is to recapture my life in the past, and I have journals stacked up all over the place. I mean, they're not all in one book or in one binder, let's say. And so to organize that, I had to really get myself together. And what I could remember, because my parents are gone, my brother, I don't know where he is, but anyway, I had to manage that with organization first and authenticity, because as the years pass by and we get older, we put some flowers into our flower bed, so to say, and some of it gets a little bit exaggerated, so you have to be realistic. And photos are very important. Photographs and scars on your body, too.
Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
So to accomplish a project, we create organization. We create a structure for people that are involved to clearly understand well-defined roles and responsibilities. And people involved must understand what they are to do and when they're to do it and why they're to do it and how they're to do it. And if the time frame is not clear, it's not a project. Well-executed projects lead to human development and create new things. There are risks to projects. Oh, by the way, there are risks. Planning and executing the use of human and material resources in new ways to achieve complex goals can and do fail. Project managers must have both business and interpersonal skills. Business skills include planning the project, monitoring costs and efficiency, and the quality, of course, controlling the project with technical and management expertise, ensuring relevant decision makers are participating, assigning the proper people to the right tasks at the correct time, solving complex problems which arise, and staying focused on results. Now, the interpersonal skills include leading by example and mentoring others to become leaders, negotiating requirements with senior decision makers, and motivating with integrity, sensitivity, and imagination. All projects have a natural life cycle from the beginning to the completion, and projects proceed in a series of steps or stages, although they don't necessarily proceed exactly as our plan. So we have to be prepared to step in to control the project and keep it on task. So the process requires monitoring and evaluating plans, budgets, schedules that occur throughout the life cycle, and identifying the steps that help us to get through it, ensure that nothing's going to be left out. So let's start with basic project management methods here in our organization. We can experiment with software tools to evaluate and manage our projects, and gradually we'll learn how to select and execute projects for the betterment of our organization. Mr. Postmaster, members and guests, thank you so much.